Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new season map change video, and we finally have our first one for Chapter 5 Season 3. Really good news because the entire map has taken a huge hit and changed so much. So we've got so much to explore in today's video. We'll be going over all the main POIs and a few of the little Easter eggs as well as showing you guys what we have in this new area and how it's kind of transformed, because two of the old POIs still are here for those wondering. Last season's POIs where we got Mount Olympus and the Brawlers areas still are here, and also the Underworld still remains in the game as well over on that far side. Sadly, the bosses no longer spawn there, and the bosses are now situated in the new POI. So as you're approaching this area from the old POIs, we'll start off with our first little POI, which is going to be this one here, which is coming in with Nitro Dome. So this is the big dome, which is just really awesome. Like, look at this thing. It's just absolutely insane. It's obviously a amazing steampunk style kind of post-apocalyptic vibe, and I just love the design of it. Now, I haven't yet landed it here, so I haven't really seen what the gameplay's like with all the different entrances and the ramps and the vehicles, but it's definitely worth checking out. And one spot which I feel like feels a lot like the Colosseum with bigger entrances, that's what it feels like, but it's more like the rig as well. It's definitely like the rig style back from Chapter 2. So this is a really cool little POI. The design of it is amazing. So generally speaking, this is something which I think a lot of people will like and like to check out, especially in the cars. If they work well as well, you can obviously upgrade your vehicles using these boxes. So if you can get this working quite nicely, you'll be able to get some good upgrades on your car and maybe actually have like a really cool battle inside of here. But I feel like a lot of people will just shoot in from the sides. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of that first POI. Now, there's lots of other different terrain changes in between here. We've got like new bridge designs, new smaller little outlets as well. And we can't really explore all of these just because there's so many. And there's these little rings as well, which you can go through with your vehicles. It's so awesome, and you can just keep going around and explore a lot of these. I also want to mention, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to pop in code POST before you do buy the battle pass. That really does mean a lot to me and goes a long way and helps support the channel. And if you don't already know, Toybox now has all of the new weapons inside of Fortnite live right now. So if you pop inside of Toybox, you can use all of the new guns which have been added in the season if you want to try them out early without getting them in BR. It's super fun. I've already been playing in there, and it's also is a great way of leveling up. You can get your XP cap very quickly, 4 to 5 levels per day in creative inside of Toybox. So definitely do pop on in, grind it out. That's what I did last season, managed to get a ton of levels. So there's the map code, pop on in. The map is currently calibrating XP, so it probably will be done by the time this video is actually up, or it may just be almost finished. So head on in, help it calibrate, help support the map, and you'll also get a bunch of XP inside of here to level up and try out all the new stuff. I'm really looking forward to playing it this evening, so I'll see you guys inside of there. Anyway, let's jump back to the map changes because we've got so much more to show you guys inside of here. It is actually amazing this season. So many little POIs just like this here. For example, we're now going to be approaching the new rig POI, the red line rig, which is going to be over there. But here we can see we do have this little kind of entrance to it, this little just, I don't even know what this is. It's just a mini POI section which has been added in, but it looks amazing. And there's lots of these also over here before we get over to the rig. You can see we've got another little house type structure over here with a car. We've also got a lovely waterfall area. That is a lot of little POIs, and even just this, for example, just a little loot section like an old bit of an aeroplane in the field. It's just amazing. It's very random, but I feel like they've put a lot of effort into this season with the actual map changes in this side of the map. Slurp Lake over here, potentially this does heal you as well. Let me know in the comments if Slurp Lake does heal you. Anyway, let's head over to the new rig, which a lot of people are excited for, which is going to be the red line rig, which is what we can see right here. Now, this rig is a new POI, and sadly at this POI there is no boss, unfortunately, but it is themed similar to the rig from Chapter 2, but a different design, more oil based. It feels like more industrial, I guess, and you can go inside of here and check it out. I've actually landed at this one so far. This is the first POI I decided to land at. There is NPCs here. I don't think this is a boss. From what I'm aware, they're just henchmen that are roaming around, but they may be a boss that drop a mythic. I may be wrong. It might just not be the actual main cards. I've not yet done the boss video yet, so I'll do that later on. But anyway, here we have it, this lovely POI, amazing. I love the crane, I love the vibe. It's really cool structure. Absolute ton of work gone into this POI. Definitely one of my favorite ones which we've had added in so far this season. I think this is actually my favorite out of the two that we've looked at. So I just love the design. It's more simple, not as hectic, and I feel like the battles here could be a little bit more fun. Anyway, let's keep moving over to our next POI, which is actually going to be coming in with one which a lot of you guys have seen in the trailers. You can also follow along this oil rig kind of pipe line, which is kind of neat, which I really do like. It gives you the nitro effect, I think, so you can move quicker along here. Definitely pretty fun to rotate. It's kind of a long stretch. It takes you quite a way across the map. Also, you've got obviously these P-Boys, which is going to be part of the new skin. It looks like they've got their own little POI here, which is really neat. Lots of new little theme things. And again, it's just this little section here. Doesn't actually have a POI name, but it is valid because it does have a reboot van, and it is probably a good loot spot. So another little spot there added in to the map changes. Okay, so over on this next side, we're coming in with our next POI, and this was the ship that we actually saw approach us during the actual event, which we seen with the big, obviously in the background, where the storm was coming from. This ship was part of that storm. So it's nice to see this, because this POI is actually called Brutal Beachhead. So this one's a bit of a weird one, but obviously it's Brutal Beachhead because it's got this giant head on the beach, which is the ship, I guess. So yeah, this is the POI. Again, gives me like yacht vibes, but more industrial. Really cool. I'm going to check it out. I'll have a look inside, see what we've got, how open it is. Is it going to be good for combat? Yeah, it's pretty open. It reminds me a little bit of the yacht, but also crossed with the drill we had from the IO stuff. Gives that sort of interior vibes in the inside. I think it's really neat. The rig as well. Oh, it's amazing. It's a really cool POI. Definitely one that I'll be landing at next in my next game when I pop on. I think this one is really cool, and I think this one actually does have a boss art. Yes, it does. So one of the 3 bosses does spawn at this POI. So yeah, this is one definitely to check out if you want that kind of, I guess, medallion. If you want that medal, you can get it from here if you want to get it from one of the bosses. I love the little eye on the ship as well. That's pretty cool with the light. So there's the ship POI. It feels a lot smaller than the other ones, just because it's, I guess, not as like spread out, but it's definitely worth landing at. Big in the ship, but on the outside, the other things that aren't on the ship just feel a little bit smaller. So yeah, kind of cool. And then finally, we do have other smaller map changes around. You can see obviously around here, we've got the different stuff. We've got different bridge designs. You got the underneath of this bridge. Like, what is this over here? Do you know what I mean? Like, just really cool little sections that kind of like separate the old from the new, which is really neat. So that's really cool. And new bridge designs over there, just little ramps, and then this takes you back over to the old biome. When you pass here, you get back into the original biomes which you've had throughout chapter 5 so far. So really neat stuff. And then the final POI, which we've not gone over to, just over there, we're going in a second. I'll show you guys some Easter eggs as well, like this bridge here. This is pretty cool. Nice little changes. We'll jump into some Easter eggs in a second. I've actually found a few little things like Slurp Lake, which I showed you guys before. I don't know if it actually heals you, but definitely let me know if the Slurp one does, because that would be interesting. And the next one we've got is going to be a final POI which got a big change, and that's going to be coming in with Sandy Steps. So this was not really a major change, I guess. People have been sledging here in bathtubs, which was a little bit of an Easter egg, which I was kind of laughing about when I saw this before. Like, who's been over here sledging in bathtubs? But it looks like the teddy bears have. I kind of find that quite funny. I don't know if that's a reference to anything, but it's just hilarious that they've fallen out. They've put it. I just love little things like this. It's been a while since Fortnite have done funny things, and you can see boats are on the sand because obviously the sand has built up the ground further out to sea. So this POI was where Peter Griffin used to spawn in chapter 5 season 1, and now it's just kind of been overrun by sand, but not fully. It's still all fairly maneuverable, so you shouldn't have any issues moving around here. I guess there's less loot now because of the sand taking up a lot of the houses, but it probably allows you to rotate quicker, I guess, if there's less loot to a newer POI. So yeah, really nice changes over here. It doesn't really give too much to it other than changes the style of play. And obviously a lot of these builds have been replaced with sand. You can see where the builds used to stick through. You can kind of see here you got like one of the roof pieces, so it's quite clear where the builds used to stick through on that side. So yeah, a really nice POI. This comes in with the new Sandy Steps, which has got its new sandy name to it, which is really neat. So overall, I think the map changes this season for the 4 main POIs are amazing. I actually really like some of the smaller ones. Let me show you guys one final Easter egg over here just before we end up, because this Easter egg I want to show you is actually potentially pretty big for the future of Fortnite. Now, the train also has been stopped as well. For those that are interested in that Easter egg, for those wanting to ask about the train, it has officially been covered up and the train is no longer in service at the minute. It has taken damage from the sandstorm and unfortunately has been trapped under this giant pile of sand. Now, will we get the train run up and running again next season? I feel like maybe they will, just because it was such a unique feature for this chapter, and to have it removed feels a bit weird, but I guess it kind of makes sense for now, and hopefully with the Marvel season next season we do get that back. Anyway, let me show you guys this last Easter egg, because this one is interesting and one that I think a lot of you guys should be aware of, because we've got to keep our eye on this, because this is something which we've not really had Fortnite do in a while, and that is this little gate over here, this little mountain kind of entrance point, which has this like fire smoke coming out of it. So something's going on over here, but what is it? Is it going to be a reference to Magneto? We know he's coming. Or is it going to be something else which takes us into this mountain? So I thought I'd end it on there to let you guys know that is here, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. If you find any other Easter eggs or any other things on the map, let me know as well. I'll be sure to cover them in another map change video either this week or on the next update change if there is some major map changes. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the toy box if you do get a free moment. Go and pop on in there, go and give it a go, get yourself a bunch of XP, try out all the new guns. I'll see you guys inside the toy box. Once again, this is Postbox Pat.